Cancer is a word that'll bring down an entire room. You know, no one really wants to talk about it on a Friday or Saturday night when they're trying to be merry. It's probably one of the biggest downers of a word. Then you go and combine that with children, and everyone wants to tune out. Everybody has seen that kid in the hospital bed with the tubes around their cheeks and going into their nose, and you know, the shaved head. It's a horrible sight. I can't bear to see it, and a lot of other people, you know, can't either. But the people at St. Jude, they're around it all day, every single day, helping these families and patients in most likely the darkest moment in their life. This nightmare scenario can happen to anyone, and St. Jude's just providing help and hope for these families. Now, before I go any further, I kind of want to cheer everybody up because I know cancer is a real downer to talk about. It's a real. I always feel bad after reading about it or talking about it or making this speech. I was even sad about it, but this cheered me up.
Oh my gosh. What do you think? Well, it's obviously something big. You can go up. No.
Ola, we've come to take you to the room of spiders. I don't like spiders. May I have a...
Yes!
So, yeah, that was just Captain Jack Sparrow going into the children's hospital and just making everyone's day. I thought that was wonderful. So, whenever cancer first got on my radar was when someone close to me told me that their husband and their sister died all in the same year from cancer, and then shortly thereafter, her son and daughter got diagnosed, and she was just a mess. Her son had cancer in his throat, the daughter had cancer in her ovaries while she was pregnant, and I'm just thinking, what do I say to this person? They just lost 2 people to cancer, and now their children have it. And at that moment, I felt like I actually understood how big of a problem cancer was for our country and how it just needed to be stopped. We can help St. Jude combat cancer in our youth through cash donations or volunteering like Johnny Depp did, or Jack Sparrow, going in and bringing joy with them into these places that really lack it. Also, we need innovative thinkers. We need people who are going to research and work hard and come up with a treatment that'll solve this problem. So St. Jude's working on treatments that are more efficient than the current ones, and they're working with other organizations and pulling in everyone's resources all in one spot to really fight this cancer. So one example is their 3-year plan with St. Jude's 3-year plan with St. Louis Institution. It's $65 million, and what they're doing is they're analyzing the genes in these children with cancer, and they're figuring out what's causing the normal cells to turn into tumors. And it's costly, $65 million. This is what the donations go to. It's what funds it. It's people. And Washington University School of Medicine also has a project with St. Jude to decode 600 patients' genomes that are treated at St. Jude. So it's just different organizations, all these people working together to fight this thing. And St. Jude's doing a really great job at, increasing the survival rate of childhood cancer, because the treatments discovered at St. Jude helped move the childhood cancer rate from 20% in 1962, that's when St. Jude was open, and the survival rate for childhood cancer was only 20%, and now it's 80%. It's astronomically different. And although most do live now, you still can't take cancer lightly. 1 in 5 children in the U.S. that get cancer still don't survive it. And if I were a parent and I knew my child had a 1 in 5 chance of not surviving something, I wouldn't consider it a very easy thing to deal with, or something that wasn't that much of a problem. It'd be devastating hearing that, It's too big to have to worry about. Cash donations are the most hands-off way to help fund the research for new treatments, and St. Jude really relies heavily on these. St. Jude's operating costs are about $2.2 million per day, and 75% is covered by public contributions. Just so you know, 78% of your donation will go to research and treatment of children at St. Jude. With your help, we can see a brighter future where parents won't lose their children to cancer, and cancer will be less problematic and more easily treated. They have not yet reached their goal, but the rate did move from 20 to 80% in 50 years, but they're not going to stop until no kid dies from cancer, because it's not the fight isn't over until then. Help get involved with cash donations or volunteer like we saw Johnny Depp doing it. And if you're qualified for lab research, you could join up with St. Jude and research ways to treat cancer, better ways to figure it out. Or we're college students. If you're pre-med, you can go down that route. And if you want to make a difference in the world, you go down that route and you could join them with the forefront of the fight. By doing this, you'll speed up the process of finding the perfect treatment. And with the majority of the people surviving, we are winning the fight against cancer, but the fight is not yet won.